If you see, I have always believed that budget is the job of the government, and government is also always wanting that the budget should be good for the country, and whatever is good for the country will be good for the Indian auto industry, and whatever will be good for the Indian auto industry will be good for Hyundai. So I'm sure we are very optimistic with a strong government in place. I think more and more, steps will be taken which will improve consumption in the country, which will help us in the growing of the economy and the auto industry. So if you see, I have always believed that budget is the job of the government, and government is also always wanting that the budget should be good for the country, and whatever is good for the country will be good.
In about 2 weeks time, we'll be having the central budget. A couple of questions related to that, sir. Like, what key incentives or policy measures does Mahindra expect in 2025 budget to accelerate the adoption of electric vehicles across different market segments?
Yeah, I think the GST of 5% continues until next year, 2026. And we think it should be extended so that right now this year is in year of EV launches. So when this policy was brought in, the 5% GST plus the PLI plus the advanced manufacturing, all the benefits that were FAME benefits were brought in, people started designing the vehicles. And now these vehicles are coming into the market. Now the scheme should be extended so that you are able to really support the OEMs, to give this boost till we achieve some critical numbers that will bring down the material cost. And then gradually later you can take the GST up. So we need to reach certain critical market share of the EVs. Before you can think of changing the GST structure. Right now we should continue.
Yeah. Is there any specific focus on the battery manufacturing or subsidies that Mahindra would like the government to reduce to enhance the EV affordability?
The cell manufacturing is there, but the battery manufacturing right now is not there. But as far as the local percentage is beyond 50%, you have the PLI up to from 8% to 13% PLI is there. I think that they should continue. They should keep it. I think the government is very, very clear on that and keen for the manufacturers to introduce the electric vehicles, and therefore they will continue. The other part is the charging infrastructure. Building the charging infrastructures from cities to cities, within the city and from Chennai around, and Chennai to Bangalore, Chennai to Hyderabad, Chennai to Pune, Pune to Mumbai, Mumbai to Delhi. In these highways, all the highways, there's a really urgent need to set it up, the charging infrastructure. And the charging infrastructure that they have set it up, there should be a committee, vigilance committee, that is monitoring whether they are really working, is the machines are up, running, and the compatibility of these machines and the power connections to these charging stations, uninterrupted power supplies. These are all the things that are day-to-day customers facing. The customers are facing these problems. If government can put a monitoring committee, that will really help. And also help to acquire the charging infrastructure installers, the charge point operators, the land, the power grid supply connections, a process that helps them to easily acquire the land and the connections to the power grid. Yeah, all these steps will help.
Yeah, with the government pushing for a sustainable green economy, what additional R&D incentives or schemes should the 2025 budget include to promote innovation in EV technology?
I think the government has done already a lot. As long as they maintain this, that will be fantastic. The PLI, the cell manufacturing incentives, the 5% GST, and nowadays many states keep the road tax zero. I think that is also a welcome move. Recently, one of the southern states announced it. I think that they should maintain.
Sir, with the particular focus in Tamil Nadu, what kind of measures or the announcement that you look forward, sir, for the state's welfare?
The states already have a zero tax on the GST, the road tax for the EVs. The 5% is for the GST is already there. from the infrastructure standpoint, charging infrastructure and power supply and the land availability and boosting that ecosystem will help. I think the ministry is already looking into this very carefully. If they can give it a momentum, and then that will help. Also, you have 30 kilowatt, 60 kilowatt chargers. If they can upgrade to 120 kilowatt, 160 kilowatt, 180 or 200 kilowatt, then the charging time comes down.
Sir, like overall, how does the automobile industry look, sir? Like, because the challenges they face and their requirements, given that there has been debates over the recent hike in these import and export duties as well. Like, how does the automobile sector see look like, sir, before the budget?
I'm not privy to much of those discussions. I was fully involved in this productionization of this. I'm not sure if there are any duty structure changes for the electric components per se. It is not brought to my notice so far. I think if a manufacturer is bringing a car, there is some kind of duty structure discussion is underway. It's a healthy one, but bear in mind we are starting now. So you have to protect it for next 3-4 years to give it a momentum that we reach a critical 20-25% market share. We are at 3%, 2.4 or 2.7% of electric vehicles. We need to cross it to 25% or 27%. Then you should allow the real competition. You should. Otherwise, it will die in the bud.